know. I know. Okay. So, do you hear us? Testing one, two, three. We good? Well, hello there. This is Susan Hamilton, and you're listening to the Offbeat Business Show coming to you on your valuable lunch hour. Thank you for tuning in. I've got a treat for you today. We're talking to Adam Aberbach, who you'll recognize that name because of the fact that he's become a columnist with the Offbeat Business magazine, sharing some interesting things that a lot of people are not talking about. And I really dig that, Adam. People don't really think about the fact that when you are a smaller company in a fit club, I mean, I think a lot of these stories are synonymous throughout what the American business experience is. But you're recognizing that these smaller fitness clubs actually have quite a bit of value, and they're really having to fight to stay in the game.
Sure, yeah, no, the industry has changed in over a short amount of time, even too. It's not always been this way, but I mean, if you look back years and years ago, it was always the independent fitness club that was, helping their local community and basically just providing memberships for again locally. And now you find a lot more of the chain and franchise clubs opening up all over the place, still providing fitness memberships, but not to the same personal level as they were in the past. So it's harder to get the same kind of results that they were easier to get back then in some cases. Some may, argue that point with being so much more accessible, having so many large clubs around with a lot of equipment, but the truth is that for most people, they feel like more of just another number out there versus, real importance to the club itself.
Interesting. Nobody likes to feel like they're just one of the cattle, right?
Sure.
That they're just getting herded into, and that's unfortunate. That's one thing we don't want to do when it comes to health and fitness, because if we are healthy, we can think better in business. Everything revolves around knowing that your core is stable, knowing that you've got some strength, because that also tends to equal endurance, right?
Sure.
And on so many levels, even mentally. There's a lot of mental fitness with physical fitness.
Yeah, and it's not just, I mean, there's a lot to just, looking better and feeling better in what you do and feeling more confident. But, also the more exercise you get, the better sleep you have, the less depression you may have, and it's just overall going to give you, better, you'll perform better at work.
I think it's funny that you said that, the less depression that you have. I can laugh now, but friends, I've been working out since I was 15. That's been a lifestyle choice of mine since a young girl, because my mother really didn't like that. She didn't think girls should sweat. So that's one of the biggest reasons I started doing that. But then later on, I realized as a young mother that the stress was really tough, and it helped me get my head together. And I think a lot of people don't realize how getting in a fitness routine really helps elevate what you're thinking mentally. And then later on, when I had struggles with my teenagers, that depression was very real. And I remember going out to take a walk, and I was very angry at my son. And I just decided to run, man, and just tear into it. And I loved it. It was the biggest
Sure.
release I had had, and I realized I'm going to survive this, but it looks like I'm going to have to take up running.
Absolutely. No, we hear more and more and more about how obesity is getting so horrible in the United States and how it's getting worse, but yet we really, I don't think we do really enough to fix that. And eating habits are a huge part of it, but also, of course, working out is big. And, in that column or the most recent article in the magazine, I talk about the culture of it as well. And it's not just the culture of, the fitness industry, but typically people come to a place they feel comfortable in, a place they want to go to, especially if you're able to create friendships in that as well.
Right, then you're going to see your friend.
Exactly.
It's not so much going to lift up that weight.
Exactly, and not to knock on the big box clubs so much, but they definitely don't have that same feel where he feels welcome necessarily. So for the independent clubs, what I'm finding is being more and more important is to really care about your members and have that culture going to where people show up and they feel good about being there and know that they have somebody looking out for them versus you just flash your card when you walk in and not talk to anybody again.
Yeah, that's interesting. On the one hand, I don't necessarily want to roll out of bed and hit the fit club and have anybody recognize me or speak to me until I've done something. But at the same time, yeah, I don't want to hurt myself. And if you don't have a relationship with the people that you're working out with, you can hurt yourself. That damage can take you down a long time. You're really better off to be conversational about what's going on with your own fitness level.
Absolutely.
So I'm loving that you have a serious interest in getting out and helping business owners recognize how important it is to actually have their own fitness ability right inside their own place of business. So whether that means in a high-rise facility, putting in a gym on the floor, you are counseling people all the time and helping them understand what it takes to do that.
Yeah, so what I do now is I do design and help lay out and select equipment and help a little bit with the culture of fitness centers in terms of almost any vertical market as well as independent clubs. And on the vertical level, of course, I can help with hotels and apartment complexes, HOAs, but in the corporate world, it's becoming more and more of a have-to-have versus it's nice-to-have thing. And a lot of developers, especially here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, since we are growing so much, they have said every new facility they build will have a fitness center in it. And it's not just to have it, but it does also help with attracting people to lease out the buildings and all that as well. But of course, the benefits of it over exceed that. So
I would think that you can pretty much count on a stronger team if you've got the fitness aspect really bundled for them and handed to them.
Oh, absolutely. And also too, and typically those that do get exercise and work out have higher incomes and are more productive at work as well, and that kind of correlates with each other. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously a very important thing to have too, and it also excites people in some ways that do want to work out to come to work. I don't typically have anybody, when I put a new fitness center in a corporate office, go, oh man, I can't believe we're putting a corporate or a fitness center in here.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in, they're all super excited to come in.
I bet they do. I bet
Absolutely.
They love that. It's got to be incredibly satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful. So are you limited in your location, Adam? Are you here in the DFW area? Are you nationwide?
No, we our corporate offices are located here in Dallas-Fort Worth due to the fact that we have all the retail stores in town. But we've supplied equipment across the country actually. From I think the furthest east was New Jersey and the furthest west California. So yeah, we do everywhere.
That's really fantastic. I love that you're going to help independent fit clubs make more money. You've got an interesting promotion that you're doing. One of the reasons that you stuck out to me when I first met you is that you realize how important fitness is to rehabilitation and to reintegration into the community from our veteran community.
Sure.
That seems to be a big passion of yours. Tell us a little bit about that.
Supplying equipment and all it's a fun, exciting passion I have. But in some cases, and I used to own a gym, and the hardest thing to find was not just people getting the gym memberships or coming in and having equipment in a place, actually getting them to use it. And and like I said before, having that culture in a club, making it exciting for somebody to come and work out there is good too. Well, it goes the same for our veterans. There are all those benefits that they're missing out on, but at the same time, it's having somebody that cares about them, wanting them to come into their club and work out. So yeah, there's an organization that I've just started called Fitness Military, and basically what we're doing is we're getting veterans training to pair them up with a trainer in a club in order to help get those benefits that they can't necessarily get to on their own.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So how are you sharing the information about that? Because you're not afraid of using any space at all to get this information out. You just take, just bull by the horns and go for it.
Sure, yeah. So, trade shows that I've been recently, we were at the Europa trade show in Dallas. There's 4 of them a year throughout the country.
Is that what was going on here at the Dallas Convention Center?
Yes, at the Dallas Convention Center there were 85,000 people that came through it actually. promoting the business there, of course. Any local organizational, like, meetups and all that are good. Of course, visiting with all the different clubs in town, I'm able to get the word out that way. So.
Wonderful. Friends, we're going to continue talking with Adam a little bit more about what's going on with fitnessmilitary.org. It's actually pretty fascinating, and we have just hit the surface. So we'll be back in just a few moments. This is Susan Hamilton. You're listening to the Offbeat Business Show with Adam Aberbach.
Sound good? You need to do anything in between?
I don't think so.
Water, good.
Okay, ready?
Okie dokie. And here we go.
Part two.
And we're back. This is Susan Hamilton. You're listening to the Offbeat Business Show. I'm talking to fitness expert Adam Aberbach. He's talking about what's going on with fitnessmilitary.org, which is a really cool program supporting our veterans in a very unique way. You're the only one I know of that's doing this in this manner. And you're encouraging other fitness trainers to get involved in doing this as well. Tell me about what your big vision for this.
So, unfortunately, there can be a lot of money made in the fitness industry, and in some cases, it is very difficult. Again, like we talked before, the big box club, they take up all the marketing space for clubs. It's very difficult to compete against that kind of machine when you're an independent club. And with helping veterans, something that somebody would want to be passionate about in order to get involved with the organization, but being interested in doing that, what we can do is help build a culture in the club also around that, because again, it is about getting in shape and helping others. And by joining the fitness military, you're also getting that marketing in a way as well, to where you're able to give back directly to veterans and prove your worth is our slogan, to where you are proving your worth to our veterans who've done that already for us. So it definitely separates them from the big box clubs.
So what's the advantage to the veteran to get involved in this program? Because I noticed you're really wise about how you're reaching out in the community. You like to get out to the networking groups, and you like to make sure that this message is front and center. Tell my audience a little bit about the advantage to the veteran.
Well, again, veterans don't necessarily know what to do when they get in the clubs. They're dealing with all types of different issues, possibly PTSD, any kind of, just general issues that they've got going on now that they're no longer in the military. And now, of course, the VA is there to support them, but it doesn't always necessarily get them everything they need, especially on the fitness side. So with gyms wanting to give that back, it's getting them back into a regiment that's going to be a specific time frame long. What we're trying to do is create a lasting habit for the veterans versus, well, here's just a membership and we hope you use it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, well, I used to own a gym, and when we did, we gave a 10% discount to veterans and heroes, fire and police and school teachers, which is great.
Oh, I love how you connected the school teachers with the heroes. Good for you. Go American.
But they did, 10% on a inexpensive membership, which is $40, $50 a month. You're talking about $4 or $5 savings, right. Which is not a ton. I mean, it's right. Thank you for doing it, but it doesn't still engage people into a gym. Only about 15 to 20% of the people that actually get memberships actually use it.
So true.
Yeah, and they're actually paying for it.
Yeah.
So if you were to give a veteran a membership, chances of them actually using it are very, very slim. So creating a program, and what we're doing is a 22 session. It takes 22 days to create a habit. What we're doing there is we're giving them at least about an 11-week program, 2 sessions a week, in order to really do that for them.
Well, that's wonderful. So so it's a discounted rate then, or?
Well, for the program itself, what I've done is I've visited with them. We're still doing we're still getting a lot of feedback from it to help, make sure that the program does work the most effectively. But right now, we've got a couple veterans training with trainers. It's absolutely no charge to the veterans.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it's volunteer time from a trainer, and the club is providing that membership for free right now in order to do that and do their part in giving back.
So you painted a really neat picture for me when you talked about what these independent clubs can look like by sponsoring this and by making it known to the patrons that come in, to the members that come in, what they're doing. Show us what that looks like, your mind's eye of when we all really get what you can do here.
So, when my, you know, it's hard to really support organizations from a distance sometimes. Sending in money is fine. You don't actually get to see necessarily exactly where that money that you've contributed went to. So on something that you love doing, working out that you're passionate about, that you can see results from yourself and what you're doing and what others are doing, those trainers training the veterans in the club, when you walk in and you actually see them training, you know that your gym membership, that you being part of that club is actually going to not just, you know, help you work out, but also to help a veteran that's in need. So you actually see the magic, so to speak, happen right in front of you. You know, if you want to support them and get a shirt or anything like that from the gym, if they're co-branding the shirts with us and the club, now the club is also getting that marketing out there, going, okay, so my club is proving its worth by helping veterans, and my members are buying these shirts to help support the organization in order to make this happen, you know, on a larger scale.
So I'm curious, you use the phrase veterans in need. Not all veterans are. There's a lot of our veterans really would just like to kind of get back into a routine. Maybe they came back and they used all the skill and the discipline they had to start a business and get tired. And typically, just like the rest of us who haven't served, we don't take care of ourselves very well in that environment. Are they still eligible to get involved in this program?
Yeah, I mean, right now, of course, we want to serve everybody we can. However, there is limit to how many, you know, facilities also want to do that.
At this point,
Exactly.
we are going to get this viral, though. Let's grow
That's
this
what I'm
baby.
talking about.
Great idea.
And there's a lot of veterans too that just don't want to work out.
Sure.
So and of course we hear. I mean, right now I've got a friend. His name is Cliff, and he's a veteran, and he's up in a place in McKinney, Texas, and he's working out there right now. And he's one of the first to start the program, and you know, he's got herniated discs and knee problems and all these.
Yeah, so that can really get in the way of a good workout
Exactly.
routine. If he's not careful, he can hurt himself a whole lot worse.
And when the doctor says you need to do all these great things, and you go ahead and you do that, you get your gym membership and you don't use it, now it's great, you got it, but where's the help in order to get you where you need to be? So again, that's what this program can help do, is really get you in a regimented workout.
Well, that's wonderful. So tell our audience how they can reach you and how they can learn more about what you're doing.
Sure. Well, our website is fitnessmilitary.org. My email is adam@fitnessmilitary.org. On the other side of what I do, our website is busybodycommercial.com, and that's where we sell equipment and help with design layout. And yeah, you can reach us at that website as well.
Now, our audience is online. So when they hear this and they read your articles, they're going to want to share it, and tell them where your Facebook page is located.
Yeah, it's facebook.com/fitnessmilitary.
That's just great. Friends, make sure you get on there and share his information with people and get this message out, because there's so much we can do when we've got a healthier nation, when we're taking care of the people that really want to take care of their bodies. It does take care of your mind as well. There's too much involved in a great fitness routine. I'm here to tell you myself, I would be a basket case if I didn't start taking care of those things, and I haven't had near the stress and pressure that our military has. So I really hope that you reach out to Adam and take advantage of the resources he's got. I'm going to let you plug your website one more time.
Fitnessmilitary.org.
Fitnessmilitary.org. If you've got any questions, make sure you reach out to him on his Facebook page or email Adam, and make sure that you have signed up for the Offbeat Business Magazine, because if you're a Fit Club owner, or if you're a veteran and you work within network within groups of other veterans that would like to share this information, you'll have it right at your fingertips, friends, because he's going to be writing on a regular basis for you. So to help you become more profitable, good stuff from the Offbeat Business Show. You'll be able to find this information, all the lineups, the replays, and the magazine at offbeatbusiness.com. This is Susan Hamilton. You've been listening to the Offbeat Business Show.
Anything you want to add?
No. I hope I did okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he makes it sound awesome. You guys
Okay.
will like that. So I will offer you the same thing.
Sure.
And I don't, like I said, you're.
I drink coffee then.
Okay, no. That you just get. You just get one of those. But as far as doing a radio spot ad, okay, because we don't charge anything for these programs, but we do.